in Jersey, I'm always intrigued with this type of thing because it isn't New York, but you're right there. So
Mhm.
what, some people at this point, and even in Philly, of course, there were so many DJs, but what made you uh want to rap as opposed to DJ, as opposed to B-boy, the other elements of the culture? What was it? Why did you like writing so much or rhyming?
Well, I did all of that. I started off as a DJ. My homeboy across the street had equipment. I went out, I bought like this little Gemini mixer. Everybody had that little black box. And, I was a DJ for about 2 months. And then I got tired of DJing. I think it was Curtis Blow came out with the breaks. And I used to start rapping over the instrumental of the breaks. And, they was like, you should go ahead and write some, my friends encouraged me to do it. So I guess that's how I ended up. I started doing it more and more, and it got to be more fun. And I was like, you know what, this ain't bad. So, plus when you get to the show, you get to the party, whatever, it might be DJ Stranger, or it might be DJ Nicky Barnes, whoever's DJing. He's a Jersey City cat. And who's ever DJing, I might not be able to get on their equipment and DJ, but I could rhyme if you pass me the mic and let me get on for 5 minutes. You know what I mean? And I might be willing to do that. So it was easier to be a rapper than a DJ because there was enough good DJs that, you was going to have some competition there. But it wasn't that many really good rappers.
And
There's a lot of rappers, but they all wasn't good.
That's an amazing thing for people to understand and realize because obviously me being in Maryland, not growing up in Jersey City or New York or anything, but even I knew there were so many DJs that were amazing, especially early on in the game. And
Right.
I think people forget, don't know, or really underappreciate the fact that the DJ used to be the thing to be as opposed to the rapper.
Absolutely. It's definitely the DJ. Definitely. I mean, we was the kids and we trying to get attention. We trying to get the girls' attention, whatever. You want to be with the cool crowd, you know what I mean? Everybody be like, yo, that's my man right there. So that was one of the things. And yeah, I even did a little bit of breakdancing too. I did a little bit of graffiti too. Got in trouble for that. They had a brand new school built and they had this big, beautiful concrete wall which faced the street so perfectly. So I got this fluorescent paint and got in big trouble for that, man. Put my name right on it.
I can imagine.
Yeah, so I did all of that stuff, man.
Okay. So then when you go to meet with 45 King, how or when did the epiphany happen? Like, wait, this is the same dude that Red Alert is playing. Like, how did that happen?
When we was on our way there, we was talking about, so who is this dude? And then he was telling me, and I was like, oh. So by the time I got into the basement, I was in awe. Like everything was like, wow, that's dope. Ooh, look at those stairs. Wow. Oh, that's the door. Look at that door. I was just amazed with everything, man.
Okay.
But yeah, and Mark was a cool dude. You know what I mean? He's really laid back. We down there, you just puffing a lot of weed and zoned out, and then the beats start playing, and then we get a little cypher going. So it was really cool, man. It was the place to be, definitely.
And I also remember reading that Dope Rhymes was actually the first thing that you recorded with him, or one of the first. Is that true?
It was Dope Rhymes and Chillin'. Dope Rhymes was side A or B, and then I'm Chillin' was on the back of that.
So then how did that go and end up getting on Red Alert playing it?
We took it up to Red Alert. Mark already had the relationship with Red where Red Alert would play his instrumentals. And he had a little drop that he would do to let you know he's about to play a 45 King beat. And, the 45 King special. And then boom, he would drop some crazy beat in. And so I think I was one of the first rappers from the 45 King that Red Alert was willing to play. He played the records and, the rest is history. I'll tell you, when we went up there, the first weekend that we went to we gave it to Red. And he said, all right, he was going to check it out. And, he probably give it a spin. That was all we could ask for. So Mark told me when we left, like, look, don't tell anybody that Red Alert is going to play your record. Don't say anything. I was like, all right, because I was ready to tell everybody, man, yo, Red, gonna play my record. He said, don't tell nobody. So I didn't say nothing. And I'm waiting Saturday night, and he didn't play the record. So I was like, damn. You know what I mean? I was going to tell somebody, but I'm glad I didn't. So I called Mark up. I was like, yo, what happened? Did we do something? What we do? So he's like, yeah, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. He'll play it when he get to it. If you get to it, you know what I mean? No big deal. So I was like, all right, cool. So the next week, I still had it in the back of my mind, but I wasn't going to get all souped up like I was the first week because I knew he was going to play it already and he didn't. So I kind of forgot about it. You know, I guess to protect myself, I was like, whatever. And then I'm walking down the block and a car went by and I heard my record playing as the car was rolling down. I was like, ah. So I rushed up to the basketball court where I knew everybody was at and I knew they was going to be playing and stuff. And it was like, yo, hey, Rob. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, man, yeah. So it was a really big deal for me that first night.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Congratulations. And then that Dope Rhymes, cool DJ Red Alert playing it, that ended up directly getting the Wild Pitch deal, or is that how it came about?
It did. That 12-inch Stu Fine called Red Alert to, you know, inquire who's this artist, you know, blah, blah. And Red gave Stu my number. I think he called me first. Yo, can I give him your number? He told me it was a dude from a record label. He's interested in dealing with you. Can I give him your number? I was like, yeah, man, hell yeah. So for me, it was like, you know, God is making all of this stuff happen. This is the way it's supposed to go. I should have rejected that deal from Stu Fire. I definitely should have. But I thought this was the way it's supposed to go. So I went with it.
So as a kid, not knowing the game or anything, and now saying you should have rejected it, why? Why do you think you should have?
Oh, because it was a terrible deal, man. It was a terrible deal. Gave him all rights and title and blah, blah, all of this legalese to let you know that you no longer own the product that you are handing over. And in perpetuity. You know, these are words that I had no understanding of. I gave this contract to a friend of mine who was a law student, thinking that was going to be some protection for me. He's going to read this over and straighten it out. But he's a law student. He had never seen a contract before. But looking it over, he was able to, you know, tell me that, yeah, this is a valid contract. You sign this, you got a deal with the record company. Whether or not it's a good deal, he didn't know. It wasn't a good deal, man. It wasn't a good deal. I had to, so much had to happen for me to make any money with that deal that I signed. So, you know, I know better now.
Gotcha. And with the Jungle Brothers and Queen Latifah tour that you did in Europe, this sticks in my mind because when I read about it when I was a kid, I was trying to make sense of when that happened relative to Ride the Rhythm. Did you go on tour with them before your album was out, or was that after Ride the Rhythm was out?
Ride the Rhythm wasn't out. It was a single. The 12-inch was out with Quarters in Session and Let the Words Flow.
That's what I thought, but I always was like, man, rap's not even that big. How's he touring in Europe and his album's not even out? That's amazing.
It was big enough. It was big enough. I actually wasn't supposed to be on that tour. It was supposed to be De La Soul was supposed to go, but they had other obligations. They couldn't make it. So last minute, they was trying to find somebody to fill in, and I fell into that slot.
Okay. So this is 88, 89, I would imagine.
88.
Okay, so then you're in Europe in 1988, performing on a tour with Queen Latifah and Jungle Brothers.
And True Mathematics.
And True Mathematics. So what did you expect? And then what was the reality of that experience?
I didn't really know what to expect. I was being told, though. We were on the road with a guy named David Klein. Funkin' Klein was like the coolest dude. And Funk was like, look, man, don't worry about a thing. These people are going to love you when you get over there. You guys are going to have slaves carrying all your equipment. This is the stuff he was saying to us, man. It sounded crazy to me, but I was like, all right. He's like, some of the hardest B-boys you ever going to see are in, I forgot what city he said. All right. So, you know, I'm listening to all of this stuff, but then we got there, we landed, and we're doing our first show. And I guess it's a thing for me. Like, I get really anxious the 5 minutes before I'm about to hit the stage. Like, I get really, you know, the butterflies and all of that. So I'm feeling that. which is a good thing for me because then I know I'm gonna be right. You know, I think when I'm doing that, like the rhymes are spinning through my head, the whole set goes by like that. I'm thinking about it. So then I get out on the stage, call my name. I think I was opening. The crowd went crazy. I don't know how they knew me. I don't think they knew me, but they was so hyped. There's no way you can't do a good performance for these people. They was banging on the stage. They was screaming. They was It was bananas, man. And this is my first ever show on tour. You know what I'm saying? So I'll never forget that, man. These people was acting a fool. And I didn't have no hit records. I had this 12-inch. I don't even think they heard the records. I didn't know what was going on. Why y'all so hyped? And then we were in, I think the show was in Denmark. I wasn't even sure if they understood English. You know what I'm saying? But they was rocking with it. So cool. Had a great night. It was a great first experience. I think it spoiled me for the rest of my career because I never saw that crowd again. I never saw them that crazy. I never saw them that crazy.
And how big is this venue? Is it 300 people? Is it 3,000 people? Is it, just approximately?
Maybe 500 people.
Okay.
Maybe 500-600 people tops.
Okay.
But they were so hyped, man. They had that whole building rocking. It was them. And it also taught me that it's the crowd that kind of makes the show. You really got to get the energy out of them. You can do what you do on the stage and you got the hot records. They came to see you do it, but you got to get that out of them. You got to get them hype enough to, you know what I mean, to make the place what you want the place to be. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you are Chill Rob G with a 12-inch. The Jungle Brothers have Straight Out the Jungle, and they're like huge. So what, being on tour with them, and that's a phenomenal album, by the way, for those who haven't heard it, go listen. And if you have it, go re-listen because that's a phenomenal album, Straight Out the Jungle, Jungle Brothers. But that being said, you're on tour with the Jungle Brothers. What did you see? What did you learn? How did that help you craft albums, craft your stage show, craft your mind, building with them? What was going on?
Yeah, it was one thing that I got from Africa that kind of stayed with me is that when you work in the crowd, for lack of a better term, make sure that you focus on the people that are giving you the energy, because that's how you grow it. You know what I'm saying? So maybe over here, you got a couple of people that's just giving you the stone face. Okay, cool. But over here, they screaming. So focus over here. And then these people are going to get jealous. They're going to see that you're doing that. And so now you can come over here a little bit, and that's how you grow it. You know what I mean? It spreads out like that. So that's one thing that I got from Africa that I try to apply. Yeah.
Nice. And then what about this kind of the same thing with Queen Latifah? Because not only is this 88, so this is an early foray into Europe, but it's also like a woman. So what did you see? Like, how was she able to navigate? Was it easy for her, hard for her? What did you learn from her? What did she learn from you? What did she take from it? Like what?
Damn, this question might be better applied to Latifah. What did she learn from it? But I can tell you that she didn't have a hard time. Like, all of the acts that went on just got like the best reception as I remember. I don't think we had a bad night, So everybody got a pretty good reception from most of the audiences. We was out there for like 3 weeks. We did, I don't know, 15 shows, 10 shows, something like that. And it was just phenomenal, man. Like I said, it spoiled me for the rest of my career, man. I couldn't find those crowds again.